Have you ever woken up, the alarm clock blaring, only to be greeted by a tidal wave of anxiety about everything you have to do? The list is long, the tasks are daunting, and before you've even put your feet on the floor, it feels like you're already behind. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many of us feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of things demanding our attention. It's easy to get caught up in the cycle of busyness without making real progress on what truly matters. But what if there was a way to cut through the chaos? A simple strategy that could help you take control of your day and boost your productivity. That's where the idea of "eat that frog" comes in. This concept, inspired by Brian Tracy's best-selling book, is based on a strikingly simple metaphor. If you had to eat a live frog every day, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. Why? Because after that, the hardest, most unpleasant task is behind you, and everything else feels a little bit easier. Translating this into productivity terms, your frog is your biggest, most important task, the one that will have the greatest positive impact on your day, your work, or your life. It's usually the task you're most likely to procrastinate on, the one that looms largest in your mind. By tackling it first, you start your day with a sense of accomplishment and momentum that carries you through everything that follows. So how do you figure out what your frog is? It begins with self-reflection. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I could do today that would make everything else easier or less necessary? This might be a challenging work project, a personal goal you've been putting off, or a difficult conversation you need to have. Your frog is rarely the easiest or most urgent task. Instead, it's the one that aligns most closely with your long-term goals and has the potential to move you forward in a meaningful way. To help you pinpoint your frog, consider these 4 criteria. First, impact. How much will completing this task benefit you, your team, or even your loved ones? High-impact tasks are those that create significant results, helping you make noticeable progress toward your goals. Second, consequences. Ask yourself, what happens if you don't do this task? Often, the most important tasks are the ones with the biggest negative consequences if left undone. Identifying these can help bring clarity to your priorities. Third, time sensitivity. Is there a looming deadline? Sometimes the most important task is the one that simply can't wait any longer. And finally, personal growth. Will this task help you develop new skills, stretch your abilities, or push you outside your comfort zone? Tasks that contribute to your growth are often the most valuable in the long run. Once you've identified your frog, the next step is to build a morning routine that sets you up for success. Start by giving yourself enough time in the morning to transition from sleep to wakefulness. Avoid the temptation to check your phone, email, or social media as soon as you wake up. These distractions can pull you into a reactive mindset, making it harder to focus on your priorities. Instead, take a few quiet moments to review your to-do list and confirm your frog. Set a specific start time and make a deliberate commitment to work on your most important task before anything else. Of course, even with the best intentions, procrastination can creep in. We've all experienced that inner resistance that makes us want to put off difficult or intimidating tasks. But there are proven techniques to help you overcome it. One powerful approach is to break your big task into smaller, more manageable steps. This makes the task feel less overwhelming and gives you a clear starting point. Another technique is the 5-minute rule. Commit to working on your task for just 5 minutes. Often, getting started is the hardest part. Once you begin, you'll likely find it easier to keep going. It's also important to remove distractions from your environment. Turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs, and create a workspace that supports your focus. Visualize the benefits of completing your frog, how you'll feel once it's done, the stress you'll avoid, and the momentum you'll gain. Use positive self-talk to remind yourself that you're capable and that taking action now will pay off later. Consistency is the key to making this habit stick. Challenge yourself to eat your frog every workday for a week. Track your progress in a journal or an app. Note how you feel after completing your most important task each day. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Over time, this practice will become second nature, and you'll notice a real shift in your productivity and mindset. Let's consider a real-life example. Imagine Sarah, a marketing manager who dreaded compiling her monthly reports. She found herself putting off the task until the last minute, creating unnecessary stress. After learning about the Eat That Frog method, she made those reports her top priority each morning. By dedicating her first hour at work to this task, she not only finished her reports ahead of schedule, but also felt more energized and less anxious throughout the day. The impact on her productivity and her peace of mind was immediate. It's important to remember that eating your frog doesn't mean ignoring everything else on your plate. It's about taking control of your day by focusing on what matters most, right from the start. When you make a habit of tackling your most important task first, you set a positive tone for everything that follows. You'll find you have more energy and focus for the rest of your work, and even the smaller tasks feel less burdensome. So, are you ready to eat that frog? Tonight, take a few minutes to identify your most important task for tomorrow. Make a commitment to tackle it first thing in the morning before the distractions of the day take over. Remember, it might feel challenging at first, but with practice, it gets easier. Each day you follow through, you're building a powerful habit that will serve you for years to come. If you found this approach helpful, consider sharing it with friends or colleagues who might also struggle with procrastination. Reflect on your own biggest frog and think about how you'll tackle it tomorrow. Remember, the journey to greater productivity begins with a single, decisive action. Here's to a more productive, focused, and fulfilling day, one frog at a time.